hold on.
Let's
Are we
do
gonna go
more.
sunglasses on or off?
I'm keeping mine on.
I'll be honest, you guys
because
look a little goofy.
I don't
It
look
is.
goofy.
It
You
is
look a
kind
little
of
goofy. You
goofy.
look a
You
little
shut
goofy.
your
You look,
fucking
look,
mouth.
look,
Put
It's
the
kind.
fucking
It's
glasses.
kind of douchey
you like,
because we're indoors.
yeah.
Okay, but
It's
like
like me putting a fedora on.
I had eye surgery. Okay.
Shut
So
the fuck
Oh,
up,
bro.
dude. No,
I
you
had eye
didn't.
Shut
surgery
up,
No,
like
get
a
bro.
week
no,
ago.
no.
I had eye surgery
Take it
a
off.
fucking week ago.
Take
I
it off. Take it off.
legitimately cannot take these off.
We gotta do it for the
I
future.
legitimately cannot take these off.
No, take Darren.
I can't
Take
take these
Darren.
off.
No, Darren. Take them off.
I can't take
Take
these
them off,
off.
dude. It's not.
I'd rather challenge
It's
you.
one.
All right. Well, episode one.
But
All right.
I guess the main topic of this podcast episode though is what is entrepreneurship, and I guess it's not really the set and tone definition. It is kind of our own each definition of what we know now based on our experiences, etc., right? Because we're not geniuses yet, and whoever wants to pick that question up, go for it, man.
Well, I guess I'll go. So,
Otherwise, we'll end in a fist fight. Do another one.
But I go right now,
all right.
or else we're swinging.
Okay. So, my definition of entrepreneurship, I would definitely say,
Question of the day.
you shut your mouth. Let me finish. Let me fucking finish. I would definitely say that my definition of entrepreneurship would be, well, the textbook definition is someone who sees a problem, right? Comes up with an idea, like a solution for that problem, and takes the financial risk that comes to fixing said problem. That's so pretty much anyone could become an entrepreneur if you just fucking, I don't know. Oh shit, there's like you feel like that there's no bacon flavored fucking soda that exists. This is hypothetical, right? And so you decide that the world needs bacon flavored soda. And so you take it upon yourself to come up with the recipe to come for a bacon flavored soda, and then I don't know the fucking glass manufacturing. I don't give a fuck. All right. Regardless, you took the financial risk for it. It's your idea. And you are the sole person who worked for it to come out.
That's fair. So kind of
That-
like the general
yeah,
idea
exactly.
is
So
like
that's the general idea of what an entrepreneur
yeah,
is.
like
So
risk.
yeah, it could be literally anything. Like no matter how fucking stupid it is, even if
Uh-huh.
it fails or if it succeeds, you're still technically considered an entrepreneur.
Yeah. So
And
just
so-
to kind of summarize all of that, that was like saying entrepreneurs are people who take financial risks and try to get big off of it,
Yeah,
and that's like the whole goal of them.
pretty much.
What do you got to say about that, Dylan?
I mean, yeah, that's a big part of it. But I mean, as I was going through it in my head, I was like, yeah, there's also the romanticized aspect, as you would kind of like, or at least how we would view it as romanticized, where it's long hard work, nights off, like where you're just working until like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. Um, there'll be days where you'll skip out on family. There'll be days where you skip out on friends, and that's the more extreme, right? Like, I mean, look, I personally don't. I try to steer away from that, but there will be moments where you have to make the tough choice, right? And that's on the extreme end of things, but definitely at the core root of it, the financial aspect of taking the risk, right? You have to assume a risk, and you have to assume some sort of ethical responsibility as to what's of importance. And then once you find what's of importance and you act on it, you got yourself an entrepreneur.
So you kind of agree with Darren with like the risk taking part,
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
You need to
and-
take a risk.
right?
Um,
And then you're kind of adding on to that risk taking part by putting in the romanticized definition of entrepreneurship.
oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, like it's not everything, but it's something. And that's what a lot of people look at.
That's
Like
right.
especially now with the Instagram culture, right? And I
That's
think we'll
fair.
touch on that.
Oh, especially the Instagram
We'll touch on
culture,
that later,
the
for
current
sure.
self-improvement. Like I don't want to say gurus, but it kind of is
Mental
what it is.
masturbation.
Yeah,
That's what it is. But I mean, like, there's a lot of that, and yeah, there's some truth to it, but it's very much glorified.
right.
It's not as romanticized as you think it is. Staying up at 4 a.m., 5 a.m. is not fucking. It's not
It's no
beautiful.
fun.
It's not fun.
That's shit.
There's no
Unless
joy
you're
in
actually
it.
doing something fun.
Like what, masturbating? Just sitting in there. What else would you be doing at 5 a.m. besides playing video
maybe
games?
that's you.
No, wait. I'm pretty sure everyone can relate here. Like every now and then, you just took like a fucking cold shower,
Mhm.
and then you go back in your room
In the middle of the night?
Yeah, at the middle of the night, And then you go back to your room and you're like, fuck,
Been there.
I can't fucking sleep. And then you just, yeah, and then you're like, well, now that I can't sleep, what do I do? Oh, I know.
I come.
What?
Oh, you don't come. What do you do?
Leon.
Okay, well, I'm
Leon.
certain that there's I'm saying that there's a good amount of people who do jerk off. Yeah,
Okay.
That's a different episode.
yeah.
That is a
Yeah,
different
yeah, yeah,
episode.
okay.
Now we'll get into it.
But sometimes at 3 a.m. in the morning or like fucking middle of the night, you're just like, I'm gonna just start shadow boxing, fucking doing, I don't know, dislocating your shoulders at will and shit.
I don't
fucking
know. I
like
don't know if
doing
everyone
calisthenics.
just does that. Calisthenics, maybe actually.
Definitely calisthenics.
Definitely
Like just out of
calisthenics.
nowhere.
Just up push-ups.
Just-
Like yeah, just cranking out push-ups, fucking
Go up to
you
your
know,
door,
pull-ups,
just
door,
fucking.
do- fucking yeah, like everyone.
Now I'm
I'm pretty
tired.
sure that everyone just does that whenever like, man, I can't sleep.
Yeah, but that never makes you tired though. That makes you even more awake, no?
yeah, it does. But
That's
like,
like
you know,
the
it's
funny
like the
part.
random 3 a.m. motivation that
That's
just comes
fair.
out of
That
fucking
is
nowhere.
fair.
You know, and I've actually been in that exact like spot.
Bro,
You took
Yeah,
a cold shower.
no, I'm not bullshit. 100%. I've been in that spot. Like once I heard that, I was like, yeah, no, because I'd be on my computer, right?
Yeah.
And then I'd be like, I need more motivation.
Takes
So
a
I
cold
crank out,
shower.
like 30 push-ups, minimum, just like,
No worries.
and then just go back into it.
That's fair. I'm the
And
dumbass
then,
who
and
try.
then rinse and repeat. Yeah, I don't know, because coffee helps.
Coffee.
Yeah,
What time do you drink coffee?
dude. No, like if I'm on a grind, sometimes I'll just drink it super late.
Oh man.
I won't even sleep.
Your
And
sleep
I'll
schedule.
I'll crank it out. I'll do my work. I'll do some push-ups and then go back into the work. So yeah, Darren's fucking right. Oh my.
What the fuck was that? Okay. No, I'm allowed to take the drink.
Yeah, no.
Anyways, but yeah, no, I definitely see where
Where did
you're
you
coming from.
Oh, it's right there.
Yeah, I actually had the same motivation. Not at 3 a.m. I don't know what the fuck you guys are doing at 3 a.m.
Well, you just
We're
gotta stay up and
working,
drink coffee.
obviously.
Wait, you
We're
don't drink
working,
coffee.
obviously.
Working.
You don't
Yeah.
drink coffee. That's why.
No, I don't drink coffee. No, I don't down 6 gallons of caffeine before I go to fucking sleep.
It's true.
Well, that's fair. But back to like your definition, Dylan,
Mhm.
because you were saying something about the romanticized version,
Yeah.
and kind of bringing up the idea that like you got to do those sleepless nights, you got to put risk on the line, etc., etc. Would you argue then that a student is an entrepreneur in a way?
Well, as I said, right, you have to combine that alongside the financial aspect.
Oh, I see. I
Right.
mean, if you think about it, because you are dumping tons of cash into the education system.
Well, okay, that's also another topic, right? But usually the student, depending on what school you go to,
Right,
is not funded by himself or herself.
right.
But let's say like, you do go to school, you pay for your own. Yeah, then it is very much an investment.
In a way.
You could argue that it is an investment.
In a way. So
Um,
you would call them
yeah, you in a sense an entrepreneur. But we never see it as it, right?
right. No, you see
Like,
as some
if you put
kid.
yourself through school and you pay for yourself
Yeah,
through school,
yeah,
and then you reap the benefits of it,
yeah.
then I guess in a sense you can be considered an entrepreneur.
Right. I guess it
it's
depends
not
on the
it,
path.
it depends on it 100% depends on the path. Like if you use, like, let's say you do a gender studies degree, right? And then you actually use your gender studies degree, right?
Right.
Then yeah, like that would definitely work.
Right. You
But I
you'd
mean,
have to
but
find
being an
something.
entrepreneur is not being a
Hold,
one-track
hold
pony.
on, hold on.
It's not being a one-track
That's
pony.
fair.
So
Hold
that
on.
means that you're taking your gender studies aspect.
Yeah.
You're also taking aspects of whatever you learn elsewhere.
Yeah.
So
Dylan,
yeah, being an entrepreneur, that's definitely applicable.
Yeah.
Dylan.
And Darren, you're gonna say something?
Yo,
how the fuck are you going to apply gender studies to anything?
I'm just
Hey.
saying. I'm just saying that if it's
Hey.
applicable, then it's applicable.
Yeah, with the modern times, at least I think a lot more things are possible now.
I'm just,
Like, it's really
look,
weird.
I'm not even going into the politics. I'm just saying that
Yeah.
knowledge is knowledge. If you can manipulate it in some way, we can debate the validity of it.
Yeah,
But
I'm
I'm
fine
just
with
saying that if
manipulating
we
those
can.
kind of people. Yeah.
This guy.
Okay. Well, wait. What? Wait. What'd you say?
We'll skip,
Wait. What did you say?
we're gonna skip out there.
I'm fine with manipulating those kind of people.
Okay. Fair. Oh, all right.
No comment. But I guess it's my turn to answer the question
No
since I
comment.
asked it. But I think I have a much more loose definition.
Even looser than mine, because
No, you have a very broad. You have a very broad
very
definition.
broad, but yours
And-
is even broader.
Oh, not in that. In terms of like, it's a lot simpler. Like I wouldn't Like I look at the romanticized version and I look at the textbook definition.
And then the
It,
down and dirty version.
yeah, right. I mean, like, yeah,
Okay.
which is kind in a way your version. Like they're all reasonable stuff and definitions that people should be following. The definition I have is a lot more different because it's well, not necessarily different, but it's based off of my experiences,
Mhm.
right? My internal experiences, not really something I searched up on Google because I didn't give a shit at the time. But it's just someone who owns some type of business on his own, right?
Okay.
Well, not even necessarily on his own, just because of what modern businesses and entrepreneurship startups has kind of showed us, and even what's it called? We'll ignore it. But yeah, the general idea is like just some dudes or one guy decided to make a business, innovate something, or build on something to benefit others in a way, and made money off of it. A lot of money off of it. It was the best case scenario, right?
Right.
And that's usually what you see when you see um, the guy who made Amazon. I forgot his name, Jeff Bezos.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you seeing the
I'll
Mark
say Bill Gates or something.
Zuckerberg's Mark Zuckerberg on his Facebook. If you watch the stories, if you listen to it,
Mhm.
right, that's usually what that kind of story is.
Right. So what would then be your definition of innovator?
And like innovating.
Yeah, an innovator.
Um,
Because I know you brought up the aspect of in providing a solution to a problem, right?
right,
Which I mean is definitely a big part of it.
right,
But there are people that we give different names to different
right.
things, like inventor. They're
Mhm.
providing a solution to a problem.
I
Are they
think,
entrepreneurs in a sense?
in a way, yeah.
Well, I'd
Right?
like to argue.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, sure. Like they invent the product itself, right? And they take the
Mhm.
risk for it. But if they just sell their idea to a fucking company to, you know, where like
Oh
they no
yeah,
longer own the
Right.
yeah.
actual
You
like
wouldn't be.
rights to the thing that they invented, then you wouldn't be able to call them an entrepreneur.
Yeah,
They're just some fucking inventor or some idea
yeah.
guy, right? They're not,
Which
Exactly.
is
yeah,
not something to be
which
like canceled or not necessarily
which
canceled.
is nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
It's
that's
just
a
like
good thing.
yeah, like do whatever you want to do, but you're not an entrepreneur,
Right.
right? Because I mean, look, you can, let's say this, right? You create some fucking new kind of fucking MMA glove or some shit, right? Brand new, but then
Yeah, shotgun pellets in
yeah,
there.
shotgun pellets on the end of it, like you fucking punch someone, fucking blows their face open, right? Let's say that happens, and I don't know. Let's say that fucking Venom or Everlast decides to allow you to, or sorry, Venom wants to buy your idea or like buy the idea of said product, right? Like the intellectual property or whatever the fuck it's called. I don't know the legal term for it, right? Let's say they want to do that. You give it to them. They give you the money, right? And you just make a fuck ton of money from them. You're not an entrepreneur, but if you do this, right? Now, let's say that you use that money that you just got from fucking Venom or Everlast, who are now producing the gloves that you came up with, and you come up with a new kind of glove, whether or not it fails or it blows off, right? If you, using that money that you got from the last deal, took the risk to manufacture it on your own, fucking come up with, I don't know, anything that requires money for it, right? You're now an entrepreneur, fail or not.
I could argue that both of those people are entrepreneurs.
Well, because what you're saying is that the only difference between person one sorry, the first step and the second step is that one found his capital
Yeah,
from a different place.
like you could argue that guy's just an investor.
Or
Just
no, what I'm saying is that guy used money from a previous venture that he sold off
right,
where he was not an
right,
entrepreneur. But now he's an entrepreneur only because he got capital from somewhere else.
exactly. And now he's
Yeah,
using
and
it.
he's using it to take the risk to come up with a new
Right.
product, and
But here's the thing. What if he has that product now,
Mhm.
and that's where your scenario ends. But does he end up selling it off, or does he own it?
He owns it.
Okay, he owns it.
Oh, so
Okay,
now
yeah,
ownership
because
is in
you
play.
didn't bring that up, so I was a
Okay.
little
Yeah.
unclear.
Okay.
But okay,
By the
sure.
way, I'd still say both of those people are entrepreneurships. No,
No.
no. I mean, an agency, a guy working in an agency doesn't have to own the agency to be an entrepreneur. I don't believe that.
I mean, no, like you could always become an entrepreneur, like whether or not you're working for someone, as long as if you have a product that you came up with on your own, and then you also paid for on your own for it to become a thing,
Mm,
then you're an entrepreneur. Doesn't matter if you're working as a fucking pizza man and you
no.
come up with fucking a new chocolate milk serum or some shit,
Okay.
right? and it blows up or it doesn't.
I think
that-
we're
that's
we're
not-
getting in like completely different definitions now, right? Because then,
Yeah,
what if now there's a lot of hypotheticals that
There-
you could add in.
especially with the market.
Right. Because anyone who didn't make the agency model is now not an entrepreneur because they didn't invent it. They didn't make that first. Somebody else did, and now they're taking that idea and they're making money. They're making bank off of it, right?
Mm.
So with that in mind, like does that kind of like change your point of view?
Kind of. I'm too stubborn to agree.
Think about it though. It's like somebody made soda,
Right.
and somebody made us like a
A carbonated drink.
yeah. Someone just made a carbon. Yeah, we'll become even more general. Someone made a idea of the carbonated drink,
Right.
and people add. Well, even I guess even in that example, they're adding their different flavors. Yeah, no, yeah. Going back to the agency model, then, because it's like what's it? Fiverr, right? Freelancing, etc. It's not like those people invented something. Those people who's working in Fiverr, they're taking a skill that they learned probably from someone else. I'm not saying that there's never going to be a case where a Fiverr guy invented a skill,
Mhm.
but I'm just saying that a lot of those people have a skill that somebody else can do, learned it from them, and are now doing it on a site.
I mean,
Right.
look, you're an entrepreneur, right? So it doesn't need to be something completely original. It doesn't.
Exactly,
Yeah, it doesn't need to be
exactly.
completely original. It's just that if you sell your idea to someone else and you're not actually the one taking
Yeah.
the risk for it, then you're not an
Okay.
entrepreneur.
So
That's
what's
that's
pissing
I'm
you off
arguing.
about? Well, not necessarily pissing you off, but like what's making you disagree is that if you made something and just sold it to a company right away
Mhm.
without doing anything, taking no risk,
Yep.
like the company does everything for you, marketing, whatever,
Yep.
etc., you are no longer an entrepreneur for that reason.
Mhm.
You got anything to say about that, Dylan?
I
Because I do. What is that? Go
you
for it.
do?
No, go for it. Go for it.
I don't know. It just feels a little. I want to hear what you have to say.
Oh.
But personally, just real quick, it feels kind of sketchy that because you did the work, you took the risk.
Yeah.
But I guess for Darren, it's just that you don't have something to show for it
Yeah.
because it's no longer under your name,
Yeah.
even though you get something from it.
Yeah, all you get
A
is
financial return. You still get a financial
Well,
return.
you
You
do,
do,
but
you
like
do.
not like look, you just now have you didn't do the hard part of it. The hard part is the actual
sustain
marketing.
it.
Oh, really? The
Yes.
hard part?
The hard part is marketing it.
I
Like
think
sure,
the hard part is making it.
making. I mean, look,
Look, it's always
depending on what it is, right? It's
Right.
always something that's hard to make
right,
or it's fucking easy to make, right?
right.
There's just this thing when it comes to marketing your product and trying to get it to the right audience or people who are like seeing or like showing people that this is something that they need or want.
Yeah.
That's the hardest part, right? Like there are so many like what's it called quote unquote underrated restaurants or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Like let's use a restaurant analogy right here.
That really good food.
Right? That really good fucking food that no one knows about.
Right.
Right. And it's because they have just shit marketing. They don't know what to
Mm.
do. Right? They have some fucking bomb ass fucking food, but they don't know how to get
That-
themselves out there.
That's fair, but I feel there's too much.
I mean, well, okay, let's
too
put
many
it-
variables.
I mean,
to
Yeah,
that.
there's too many
yeah.
variables
Let's
because
put it like this, right?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
I put this. You got some fucking random Pakistani manufacturing factory, right?
Okay.
Sure.
And then you got some fucking factory in China,
hmm
and then you got some fucking factory in America.
Right.
The factory in Pakistan, no one knows about, right?
Sure.
The factory in China, people know about.
Sure.
The factory in America, people know about.
Sure.
Now, let's say that the Pakistani factory comes out with like the best quality shit,
Yeah.
and they're all making the same things, right? But the best quality is the Pakistani factory, but no one knows about it. That's because they have shit fucking part. They don't have enough connections or something like that. Regardless, my analogy is just falling apart right now. But I hope
Okay.
that you guys get from like the fucking
I
gist
see.
of the idea.
I see what you're trying to
Yeah,
say.
I see where you're coming from, but yeah, there's too many faults with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. I
Like
mean,
there's too like there's just you
I'm
can't
just saying.
predict that.
I'm just saying. You know, it's like fucking. If you're not taking if you're not doing the fucking hard work for it, like the majority of the hard work for it, right?
Okay.
It doesn't matter if it's something hard to do or if it's easy to do. right? If you can't get it out there on your own, right? At least if
I
you
don't
won't
know.
do it on your own, regardless of you failing or not,
I feel like that's such like
you're
an
an entrepreneur.
iffy statement though, because like think about it, right? You put in like it doesn't have to be financial risk here that you're taking. You're taking no, actually it is financial risk. Not only are you putting time,
Hmm.
money,
Mhm.
and all this bullshit to make this product that you don't even know if it's gonna work. 'Cause it's something new. 'Cause you're innovating something, right?
Hmm.
You're making a new thing, and then you're dumping all that shit into it. I think there's something to be said about that, right? There's some the definition of entrepreneurship definitely, or it definitely highlights some words in the definition of entrepreneurship in some way. I don't know what exactly, but the risk is definitely there because we can't really argue it's not. And then after that part, I kind of see what you're saying when he sells it off and suddenly there's no risk. Even then, there is still risk because now you're betting on that product to go good.
Well, no, because like you could also just sell the rights to it and you could get no royalties from it or something like that.
Oh, then that sucks.
Yeah, like it highly depends. Like the moment you sell your product and it's not yours anymore, as in
Yeah.
like the idea of it, like the rights to it, no.
Well, I guess so. I guess if in that case, yeah, that'd just be weird.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
what, like what
That'd
would
just
you
be
do?
weird.
Like,
Why would you do that?
yeah.
it's
Well,
funky,
people
but
do that because like they don't want to do the hard work, or they just want quick money.
let me tell you this. Going back to your little point of what's harder, like uh, making and maintaining,
I think
right, or
making
growing.
makes
Yeah, like I think they're different. There are different types of hard. It's not
yeah.
comparable.
That's also fair. That's also
Um,
fair.
but like I don't know. In my experience, I feel like making is harder. That's just in my opinion,
Right.
right? Like I know it's different for different fields, different whatever,
Yeah.
right? But in my experience, making is definitely harder. It's a lot more details, but to maintain and grow, you just got to keep the status quo and then add in elements of something new
And then arguably,
or
there's even
yeah,
more variables than
experimentation.
that.
Even more variables than that. But at the rudimentary level, at least what I've been working with, which is very rudimentary. I've been working on large scale, but very rudimentary. It's still that's what it is. You're just experimenting and
Fucking up over and over
maintaining.
again.
You have to experiment with something new, maybe to increase because you're trying to expand. But as long as you don't go south, then that's all. You're pretty much set. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Steady growth, steady, very
But
steady.
that kind of like makes me ask then how, from your experience, Sharon, how hard is maintaining a new product then? From what you know and
Yeah.
what you've researched, etc., etc.
Sorry, what?
Oh, it looks like he's going home.
All right.
Take care, bro.
No one was there.
And soon.
Uh-huh.
And soon.
Oh, maybe you didn't. I saw
Yeah.
someone.
Yeah,
I guess
schizophrenia.
I'm schizo.
Go for it, Derv. You remember the question?
Sorry, how the fuck did he get in? I didn't see him get in.
Oh, my window.
Is that a possibility?
Yeah, the window. I have a big ass window.
No.
Anyway, okay. I thought I locked him outside, but all right. Sorry. The question?
He was listening in on you, dude.
You can't just say that out of context. Oh, we locked
Yeah,
him
no,
outside.
Little boy's scary to me.
No, we're gonna leave it out of context now.
No. We gotta leave this for the for the reals.
For the funnies. But yeah, the general idea is like because we're talking about what's harder, making the product or actually maintaining the product, keeping its lifespan. What, in your experience or your studies, etc., has led you to believe that maintaining the product or keeping its lifespan alive was harder than making it?
Awareness.
Mhm.
Making sure that people know what your product is, right?
Right.
And then proving that it's something legit.
So be relevant.
Just be
So,
real.
yeah, just be relevant. That's it.
Sure.
And that's pretty difficult. I'd say that's pretty difficult.
Would it? I think whether it's difficult or not is whether it's a shit product. No,
I mean, dude. Do you see fucking Temu and Shopify and fucking AliExpress?
I think Temu's great. Like, let's be real. What has cheaper prices than Temu? AliExpress.
Wait. Wait, does Etsy? Etsy?
Let's see.
Probably.
No,
there's no way.
dude, Etsy's a bunch of creative artists.
Yeah. But
I won't say that they overprice because they definitely do put the work in, right?
yeah,
But it's
Eh,
it's them.
not really. No.
It's good. It's
Yeah, it's more quality.
yeah, like it's quality. The quality is some.
I'm not in that sphere, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, like the general idea is like a bunch of artists want to make something
Yeah.
and they want to get money for the stuff that they make.
But that's what it used to be before Temu was Etsy, right? I don't know. That's what I
I
said.
wouldn't know that. I
I'm
wouldn't
just
know
saying that even if it's like bad quality,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
You could still sell it and people know about it.
that's fair.
Mhm,
But
yeah.
then the guy with better quality that jumps out, and
Mhm.
this guy actually has to put himself out there.
Yeah.
We can't use the example of like if they don't do anything. If they don't say that their product,
Mhm.
if they don't show people, they're not going to get anywhere.
Right.
Obviously, hypothetically, if these guys actually tell people that their product exists, they will at least enter the competition.
It also depends on like what kind of thing that you came up with, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you come up with a fucking jetpack and then you just go into the middle of the street and just use a jetpack,
Sure, people would
th-
look at
yeah,
that
people
shit.
would look at that shit, yeah,
Look at
obviously.
this.
But
Videos
then,
everywhere.
if you just wear a basic ass T-shirt and no one can tell the fucking difference,
Mm. So now,
then marketing for that
right.
would be hard.
So now it's kind of like a different.
Now it's a different kind of like what catches the eye, right?
Uh,
Because depending, like,
Very
look, entrepreneurship, like you could
That's
be an
fair.
entrepreneur of anything. Like
That's fair.
you could be an entrepreneur of fucking, I don't know, dildos. I don't fucking know, right?
Okay.
Like come up with a new kind of dildo shape. I don't fucking know, right? It's just like
Which there are.
Okay. Only Leon. Only Leon.
Horse
Okay.
cog.
okay,
Dragon.
shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up.
I'm just saying this there.
Look, I'm just saying that it also depends on what the product is for it to be harder. Like
Of course.
it's easy to sell something that like will instantly make you look fucking cool or like make you do something cool that no one else can do, like fucking fly, right? It's easy to sell that. But it's not easy to sell like a common day item that like
Okay.
everyone needs. Like look, you can come up with like, okay, right now, fucking spatulas are primitive. Or like no fucking no, not spatulas. Toothbrushes are fucking primitive right now.
Okay.
They haven't evolved since the beginning of the 1900s.
You got
right?
electric ones.
Okay, but like it's still the same shape. Like it's hardly evolved, right?
Yeah.
Like, even then, right?
I get your point. I get
Okay,
your point.
even then, not everyone is using electric toothbrushes,
True.
right?
I'm not.
So the hard
I do.
part is trying to prove it to people that they need this, right? Like if you
Right.
come up with like a brand new kind of fucking product, like hold on, let me think here. Right, there's like this new kind of toothbrush, the modern toothbrush, where it's like this mold of like your mouth and your teeth with like brushes inside, and
Oh,
then
yeah, I've
you
seen
put it in your mouth, right, and then you just fucking bite down, bite down, bite down, bite down, bite
Oh,
down,
the,
bite down.
like the fucking
Yes,
blue light
yeah,
one.
yeah, that one. Right?
Yeah.
Well, not the blue light
No,
one.
no, blue light one's something else.
That's
That one's
different.
white.
Yeah, that's something else.
Oh,
Right?
okay.
This one you just fucking bite down a bunch of times and you're done in 30 seconds, and it gets every part of your fucking mouth, right?
Nobody
And
fucking uses
you
that.
notice how no one fucking uses
No
it.
one fucking uses that.
Even though that doctors, like fucking dentists, right, literally say like this doesn't cause fucking like
Yeah.
like teeth decay, like tooth
Yeah.
decay, despite them like already maintaining it with their toothbrush, because the toothbrushes that we use now, the non-electric ones, right, like the basic stick ones,
Mhm.
right, those degrade your teeth over time.
Yeah.
Right?
I have to
It'll
ask
kind of
though,
file it down.
because I
Wait.
think
Let me
you want to
finish
finish?
my
Go
point
for
real
it.
fast, right? Even though this fucking toothbrush is better, right, and it's like better for your teeth and everything, and it takes less time, no one's fucking using it because you can't prove to them that they need this. Even though like dentists will say like it's better, it's just that like okay, so
This seems like a really new product, which I think it is.
it's
Yeah,
it's
no,
a
it's
couple
still
years
still
old.
very
right?
I want to
It's
ask
new in the grand scheme of
how
toothbrushes.
much, because I think there are external factors that are adding on
Yeah.
to why people won't be buying this, right? Because obviously anyone would want.
Well, price as well.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Right. Yeah. Right.
That's,
Nobody spends
that's exactly what I was going to
grand
ask. How
on
much?
their teeth.
How much would that actually cost?
I believe at first, when it first started coming out as an
Right.
advertisement, 800.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
see,
exactly,
what?
exactly.
Nobody
Really?
would
Yes,
do
800.
that.
Yeah, no
Nobody-
one would do that. Exactly, right?
Simply because it's a new product. I mean, it's cool, dude.
800.
It's
new
fucking
product,
sick.
Yeah, the new
But
fucking
800. Yeah. Wow, that's
Like,
incredible.
dude, the first Apple computer was what? It's fucking
Oh yeah,
like,
it was ridiculous.
oh man, right? That is kind of like that idea. But I would argue eventually, if that price does go down, people would fucking switch, right?
Oh,
The same way that
probably.
some
Yeah,
people
I
switch
agree.
from,
So yeah,
yeah, some people would switch from the primitive toothbrush to the electrical. Some people would also switch from the electric to the big fucking thing
yeah.
if it's cheaper.
Well, I'm just saying, like, even with the low prices of electric toothbrushes now, or like I mean, electric toothbrushes are super affordable now.
Yeah,
From what I
Yeah.
that's
know.
a problem of supply
Yeah,
and demand, right?
yeah, exactly, right.
And they work
And
pretty well too.
Of
you
course.
notice how like
Really
they
well.
look.
Mm.
If you can't just prove you can't prove to these people, right? Like you gotta show these people that this is something that you need, right? Like again, maybe fucking shotgun pellet MMA gloves, right?
Yeah.
You could. I mean, no, no.
You would have
People would buy that. I'm gonna be real with you. I'd buy
No,
that.
you
Fucking
first,
pellet MMA gloves.
I think on the topic of
Yeah.
like making things needable,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say if
Like-
that's a word, you'd have to do something else for, like, you need a different plan. Like you to
Exactly. You have to come up with this shit.
Yeah,
It's hard to come up
I
with
guess
this shit.
so.
Mm.
Right?
But then this kind of comes into the equation. In order to be a entrepreneur, do you need to be successful?
No. You could fail and you're still an entrepreneur.
So if you make a new product, right, and then I'm gonna count this as a fail because it's essentially what it is.
Mhm.
You sell those rights to a company, you're no longer an entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
I mean, I guess.
Well, I guess it depends on your definition of failure.
It depends on what you call failure. Yeah.
So what would you define as failure as for an entrepreneur?
Putting all together.
Putting on together. That's hard.
No, it's not. It's not as hard as you think it is.
No. I mean, in a way that like
You just.
because now I'm playing the equation game. If failure is necessary for victory and failing also means to give up altogether, then you cannot
Oh,
achieve
okay,
victory.
okay.
But no, that's just me being weird.
No. That's just,
I'm just saying, like, if you just
two
quit your.
definitions
Okay, look,
together.
look.
Yeah.
Look, you come up with four different products, right?
Right.
They all fucking fail.
Right. At least you tried.
Yeah, exactly. At least you tried.
So
right?
you'd still be an
But
entrepreneur.
you're still trying,
Yeah.
right? I'd say that you're an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
You come up with one product, and then that one fucking fails,
Yeah.
and you never do it again for like the rest of your life. You're not an entrepreneur.
You were
Okay.
expired.
Yeah, you
entrepreneur.
were an
You were
entrepreneur.
ex-entrepreneur.
But now you can't even call
Yeah.
yourself one.
What if you're an entrepreneur who had 4 fails and then had 1 success afterward?
You still.
Then
I
you're
think
a fucking entrepreneur.
You were successful.
So you're in the same
entrepreneur.
boat as the same person that would make it.
What does that mean?
So the person that made it, right, with
Yeah.
that one success, that one hit wonder,
Uh-huh.
would be same classification as
Yeah.
the entrepreneur.
As an
Dude,
entrepreneur.
do you know how
Yeah.
fucking dude? Everyone tosses around that word, the word entrepreneur. Like entrepreneur,
It is
just a
tossed around
fucking-
a lot.
Like
Yeah.
you could just be an entrepreneur.
Because
Fucking
it's
anything.
not crazy to be an entrepreneur.
It's not crazy to
I
be
don't think
one,
so.
right? You just gotta.
It's crazy to be a successful one.
Yeah, it's crazy to be successful. Like everyone could be an entrepreneur. It's just like
Okay, so it's entrepreneur
Right.
and then successful one.
Right.
Yeah.
It's the
Okay.
same thing as like I'm a student versus I'm a student at Harvard. You know what I mean? I'm a student
Okay.
at UCI. Like there's differences, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
okay.
is that it then?
No, because I've heard definitions of where you had to be when you're an entrepreneur, you would have to have multiple
No.
one hit wonders, multiple successes.
Oh, I see. I
Right?
see.
And if you haven't reached that point yet,
Mhm.
then you weren't worthy of that time. That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean,
and
my
so like I
yeah.
think that's what's been floating around.
That's fair. That's fair.
Right? Because it's wordplay,
Mhm.
right?
Right.
There's entrepreneur in the making.
look.
Or
I'm
maybe
just
even a
saying,
successful entrepreneur.
entrepreneur. To me, it's just like a buzzword to give yourself something.
Most definitely.
It's definitely a buzz.
Most
It's definitely a
definitely.
buzzword just to shove on your fucking resume to someone.
I'm
Or
an
like-
entrepreneur.
Yeah, like fucking like go to some random shitty party with people who haven't done anything with their lives, right? And then like,
Right.
oh, what do you do? Or like fucking your high school reunion. This is the best part, right? I've never been to a high school reunion because I'm
Uh-huh.
literally a year out of high school, right?
I'm an entrepreneur.
Yeah, you fucking. Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, just throw that word.
Yeah, I'm a fucking entrepreneur. What the fuck are you doing?
Oh,
Oh,
you're
what's
fucking
that?
employed?
Yeah, you're fucking employed. Yeah,
What a loser.
I'm an
Yeah,
entrepreneur.
what a
Meanwhile, I
loser.
make no money from my entrepreneurship, but I'm an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like saying you know that one fucking TikTok video where they're like, "Oh, you could say that you're a fucking secretary." That's it. Like
Oh yeah, you're suddenly big.
and you're suddenly big. Oh,
Oh,
Not
yeah, yeah,
not
yeah.
sexual, not a successful
yeah.
secretary.
It doesn't matter what
Mm.
your secretary.
Yeah.
What fucking like? No, I'm just a secretary.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like,
So I guess that's the main like that is actually the main concern I have for like the modern like definitions of things.
Mhm.
Because a lot of people say that they are things. They say that they do stuff, but they're not necessarily successful. And we kind of throw that out of the equation because the moment we hear the buzzword, "Ooh, he's making he's doing this, he's doing that," you kind of ignore the other questions, right? You
Right.
kind of you forget to question.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
no, that's good to clarify because, and especially with the entrepreneur thing, yeah, like that guy's clearly making more. If you're
Right.
working, if you're employed making minimum wage, you're obviously making more in the current moment than the
Then the
entrepreneur.
shitty the
Yeah.
at least the entrepreneur is not successful, right?
Right, but it's a grand title,
yeah.
Right.
and
Right.
I don't know.
The
That's just so interesting to me. I
Mm.
don't know.
the entrepreneur, I'd say, right, at least the one that continues and keeps on pushing and pushing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'd say is braver than the minimum wage worker because
I mean, obviously,
I mean,
right?
like
Obviously.
who wouldn't want to like be your own independent like source of income, right? Who wouldn't want to do that? Instead of like you don't want your own like you don't want someone above you,
Yeah,
right?
right.
You just want to have your own fucking schedule and shit.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't want to do that? And the entrepreneur is trying to reach that point in life where they can not need to depend on some sort of fucking job, right?
That's the end goal.
Yeah, like look, the difference between the minimum wage worker and who's doing nothing, like has no aspirations to like isn't sorry, not aspirations, because everyone dreams of having that, right? But not everyone is brave enough to take that first step. So
Right.
the entrepreneur takes the first step, and even though they may not take another step forward, right? At least they took that first step.
Hmm.
Because like the first fucking step to success is taking that first step, and then from there you gotta figure out how to move without going completely backwards, right? And what I mean by that is like you can move sideways, you can move fucking left, right, like or fucking like angled, right? Doesn't matter.
Preferably up.
Yeah,
Preferably
yeah.
up. That's the goal.
Yeah, preferably just move
Nice.
somewhere that isn't backwards because you're going to make mistakes, you're going to fail a lot,
Yeah.
right? But you're supposed to learn from those mistakes.
I get what you mean.
Yeah,
I get it.
yeah,
I get what you mean.
Yeah. So
Janky, but I get it.
I'm just saying, like, that first step is very important. And a lot of these people, like a lot of people in life, don't take that first step or just refuse to move after that, or they just go backwards. Right? That's what I mean by like the entrepreneur. Sorry, the person who was an entrepreneur who quit doesn't do it again because he failed all those times, and now he's just
Yeah.
going back. Right? So he's quit pursuing the dream. Yeah.
I think that's actually where a lot of people get stuck. But I don't know. Now I'm kind of curious. Does that add on to the definition in any way?
The definition's way too fucking broad, man.
Well, yeah, I
We
understand
need
that.
we need a more refined definition.
Oh, I guess that's the goal now then.
Okay, let's
that's the
let's
goal.
fucking find
What
this.
is an entrepreneur?
Yes. Well, like, what do you like? What do we agree with so far? Risk taking, financial risk taking.
Yeah.
The idea doesn't need to be original. It could be
Doesn't
fucking
have to be original. So just some type of business owner.
some type of business, exactly, right?
Some type of
Some type of
business.
business.
Not even owner. Just
Yeah.
some type of business going on.
Yeah.
But now we have to throw in the element of what was it? What was it that we just discussed? It was like the fin. It was not necessarily the
holy
financial
shit!
aspect, but
I
like,
just came up with something.
Mind explode. What's
Hold
up?
on. I mean, you know how I said that you can't be an entrepreneur if you sell the fucking idea?
Yeah.
Now, what if you come up with a fucking business model?
That's what I'm
No,
saying.
no, no, wait. What if you come up with a fucking business model of idea makers?
Exactly.
And then you just sell your ideas
You
to
sell
these
patents to
people, and now, yeah, exactly, and then that's your business. So I'm now that guy who sells ideas.
So
is
that's
technically-
why I'm
so
saying
anyone can be a fucking entrepreneur. It just depends on how you go about
yeah,
it.
because those already
Yeah, so
actually
those do
exist right now.
Yeah, it just fucking hit me.
Hold on, wait, no, I'm not sure what you're saying.
Okay,
give
wait,
me
hold on.
that.
So,
Yeah, go
so
ahead and
let me
repeat that.
explain this in more retarded terms.
No, I just need you to finish your thought because what you had going, I was following it up until you stopped.
Okay, so let me restate this. So you know how I mentioned that?
No, you don't need to restate it. Just finish your thought.
Oh, I don't know what I ended off on.
It
So
was basically like an idea maker. No, an idea with a bunch of. So one guy on top, and then you have a bunch of idea makers.
okay, so let's say this, right? This entrepreneur has decided that his business that he's coming up with, right? Let's say this, right? This entrepreneur notices that there's not enough innovations going on,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
And so he decides to put together a team of inventors and shit like that, right?
Hmm.
And he turns it into a business where he's going to use their ideas and sell their ideas to other different businesses.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now he's made a business and off of fucking selling ideas.
Yeah.
So now that guy's an entrepreneur.
In a way,
It sounds like a gangster model.
I don't fucking
it's
know.
actually not
But
because
instead of protecting people, it's more like we'll pay
for
you.
ideas.
Yeah, we'll just take your wealth, your
You know,
knowledge.
what's funny is that the closest thing that I can think about that comes to mind right now is that is close that is exactly that is VAT-19. I don't know if you know what that is.
No
Vet
idea.
19, I've heard it.
Yeah,
Oh, I haven't heard of them in a while.
They make a goofy shit. People pay
Yeah?
them through YouTube, right? Or
Right.
at least I don't know if
Or their
people pay
website?
them. I don't know.
Was it their website? I think it was their website.
I'm not sure, but I guess the difference is that they don't actually sell the ideas to other people. They actually make the fucking thing and then they try to sell it.
Mm.
But yeah, that's like the closest thing I could come up with
Okay, yeah.
to that idea. But
Yeah.
back to it though. Business, financial risk taker in general. I don't know what that last thing was supposed to summarize. If we could jump in.
I'm just saying, like,
Oh, that was just a thought.
it was just a fucking thought
Yeah, it was
because
Darren's thought.
look,
We were
look,
just trying to find a way
look,
to
I
make
was
it the
look,
right
look,
definition.
I was arguing at first, right? Like,
Yeah.
if they sell the idea, right?
Yeah. But now
Then-
you're against that because now you
No,
just came up with
no, I'm against that because I don't know if I invented it, probably didn't. I probably didn't.
Yeah.
But I just came up with a fucking business model revolving around selling ideas
Yeah.
to different fucking
So
companies.
no restrictions on inventions.
Yeah.
Not yet. Unless they genuinely just didn't
Just
sell
take
it.
the fucking financial risk. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Just take
So
the
if you're an
like,
inventor
I'm
and
just saying.
you're selling something, you are now an entrepreneur.
I guess, yeah. If
Okay.
like, yeah, if you don't care about like that specific thing being under you, and you just want to sell ideas just for money, then yeah, you're
Sure.
an entrepreneur. There you go.
Sure.
That's your business. Do
Then,
what you
then
do.
you are an
Yeah.
entrepreneur.
It's such a fucking broad thing. So
It is. It really is. That's why it's not really impressive to be one.
Well, I feel
Yeah.
like then at that point you would just be an inventor.
Would you?
Well, I mean think about like this.
yeah,
like,
I mean,
that's what,
yeah.
This is what I think.
That's
though.
what Edison did.
Right.
We know him as an inventor, more
Inventor,
than an
not
entrepreneur.
an entrepreneur.
Now that's not to say that he wasn't an entrepreneur.
Right.
That's just to say that he was more of an inventor.
What I have to say about that is that there's a hierarchy of status now.
Okay.
Because you're more. He was known for the title of inventor, right?
Mhm.
But it doesn't mean that he was an entrepreneur, like you said.
Right.
Right. So
Okay.
now there's like what the fuck? there's that hierarchy that you have to keep in mind, but that doesn't change the fact that you are what you are. Right. Two things can be true at once.
Yeah, and that's completely fine.
Mhm.
And that's what I was operating under.
Right.
It was just that, yeah, I feel like one title would fit better.
Oh, I see what you mean. Like
You know what I'm
you'd
saying?
rather pick
Like
one.
you like if you were to pick one, not to say that you're restricted to picking one,
Mhm.
but like typically people who invent stick to inventing,
Right.
and people who are
Yeah, because like
entrepreneurs stick to the
Right.
I mean,
to
like
the culture,
Mhm.
the culture unquote, or like the mindset.
Right.
Like they're tied to one aspect
That's
of
fair.
entrepreneurship
That's
that
fair.
makes them want to be the entrepreneur.
Okay,
Right.
that's fair.
Now, I guess that's just because of my lack of knowledge of Edison, but
No.
but everyone just knows light bulb,
That-
or like
yeah.
or like freaking no, he actually made the light bulb last longer, or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, I mean it's a reasonable idea, and I agree with it honestly. Right? You'd rather if you were to just to look at somebody's successes and then title them by all their titles, that would be obnoxiously annoying. Right?
Yeah, it would be.
You would just pick one and be like, oh, he was really really known for this, so I'm gonna pick that one instead of like, oh, inventor, entrepreneur, fucking philanthropist, fucking whatever, right?
Mhm.
But other than that, though, just to wrap things up, then, unless anyone else has any final thoughts,
dude,
Wait, no, but do we funnel down our definition, or is that going to be too impossible?
I'm gonna ask you guys your own, and then we're gonna collaborate on it.
Ah, fuck.
Yeah,
Let
good
me-
luck, buddy.
underwater
What do you got?
ceramics technician.
All right, watch
for
watch
Fortune
this thinking
500 company.
process.
Okay.
Yeah, in fact, I'm gonna write
No,
it
she's
off.
dishwasher.
You write it off. What does that mean?
Write it out. Sorry.
Oh shit!
What are we writing now?
No, I'm gonna write stuff down. Make sure
Nerds?
everything's
Sounds
like
little-
fucking tight.
You know,
He has a minute. He has a minute to do it. I got mine.
I have my definition.
Yeah.
Oh, balls.
We're chilling. We're
Hey,
chilling,
where's
guys.
Quan?
I think he left.
Fucking disappeared.
No,
Quan,
he
who's
left. He
Quan?
went.
Who's Quan?
Quan. He got hit by a car, and he had to get facial reconstruction in
Yeah.
Lao Guangma, Mongolia.
What
But
the
then,
fuck?
but then, we lost him because Lao Guangma had the Great Disappearance, and it was just wiped off the map. And
Okay.
ever since then, we haven't heard from Quan.
Okay. Well, wait, what is the Google
that-
definition of?
Isn't that a chili company?
He got lost in the sauce.
Ah,
Yeah.
that's funny.
La Guangma.
Oh god. Wow.
What does it say, Dylan? What does it say on there?
Okay, so I just searched up I took the liberty of searching up a definition because I'm a fucking cheapskate
Loser.
and didn't actually write anything down. So
Me neither.
okay, so I'm gonna start off with the breakdown of the root. So it's entre and
French.
French. So it's to undertake, right?
The Undertaker.
Yeah. So it's denoting a person who undertakes a project, right? So this is a basic definition that anyone can fucking search up, right?
Sure.
So anyone who undertakes a project, right? And projects obviously incur risk. It requires collaboration to some extent, right? Sometimes you don't, but it does. You also need an end product or an end goal with the project, right? And so I guess we hit all aspects. But to read the definition out loud, right? It's a person who organizes, operates a business or
Mhm.
businesses taking on greater than normal financial risks in order to do so. So yeah, Darren's got it. Like we also had a lot to say about the financial aspects, risks, right?
Hold on.
Yeah,
Say that again?
that we all had that we
No,
all
no, no,
listed
no,
out
no.
like
The
the
one, the
financial
one, the
risks.
one with my name.
Yeah, no. We'll find in the going back. But yeah, synonyms, just to list out synonyms, just for fuck's sake. Businessman, businesswoman, business person, business executive,
Yeah.
enterpriser, speculator, tycoon, magnate, and then from there
Mongol.
progressively becomes worse and worse as synonyms go. Like big shot,
As all synonyms
big
do.
wig, whiz kid is one of them.
Ooh, we
We get
whiz
the
kids.
idea.
We whiz kids, bro.
So yeah, it's an undertaking, right? Entrepreneur.
The guy who
My
undertakes.
retarded ass French, but yeah, just someone who does a project, right?
Oh.
Assumes the risk of the project, takes on the project, leads the project, right? So I guess it's more of a leadership
It's
topic.
even more general. Holy
Yeah.
crap!
It gets worse.
It gets
So
even
I
worse.
wouldn't know what to tell
I think
you.
we're just trying to gatekeep the title, even though it's hella fucking broad.
No, it is not gatekeep because everyone uses
No,
it.
as in like the specific definition because we're I think subconsciously trying to make
Yeah.
it more difficult.
Well, the thing is that the definition gets more specific as you change communities, right?
yeah.
Right. That is definitely something.
Like I see communities like you're not an entrepreneur until you make some shit,
Yeah,
or like
bro.
oh yeah, but like and then
I
you're
mean, like
more lax with
in a way, those communities, like good or bad, are just trying to encourage you to make it there. As because it's like
Yeah.
being like a VIP club member, like you know.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
But that doesn't take away from the definition.
It doesn't.
Right,
And, like,
right.
everyone comes up with their own definitions, even though it may not be the true definition. But like the definition of it is just like too fucking broad that people just create like different interpretations of it.
If that's the case, then what would be your final thought out of this entire talk?
Take the fucking financial risk. Like
That's it.
Yeah, greater financial risk than normal.
So we know what Darren values.
Yes, risk taking.
Risk.
Fucking coin, or else
Dude,
you're an asset.
I value risk a lot, especially when it comes to committing to certain roles.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Like, look, sometimes I get so bored that I feel like I need to do something to entertain me, right? And so I take it upon myself to come up with some sort of fucking idea and then a way to execute said idea. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm willing to gaslight people for my own amusement.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Like, look, my first semester of college, freshman year, right? Actually, I don't need. No, we'll say it. We'll say
We're
it.
actually
We'll
gonna
say that for later.
we're gonna
We'll
opt out this
Save
this
that for
one.
later.
All right, fine. But I'll talk about my high school story.
No.
No, we will
We
not
will
talk
not.
about that.
So we're not going to talk about how I gaslit my senior English teacher
Yes.
We'll talk about
into
that.
thinking
We'll
that
do
I was a
that.
school
time.
shooter.
We'll do that on the
next
24-hour
time.
episode.
The 24-hour episode?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Just for Mr.
I think
J.
we'll do that one very soon, actually, because a lot of his analogies like really tie into this. So I
In a
think
way.
we need to get this out
We do.
very soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you think?
I don't fucking care.
Okay,
Yeah,
let's do it.
Let's fucking
We'll
do
do
it.
it soon so that
You gotta care.
I mean, I care so much.
Darren Lore.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. We have to. Okay, this is
Maybe
fucking.
Shut your mouth, you Chinese bastard. Oh, wait. No, I'm Asian, yeah. You shut your mouth, you Chinese bastard.
What the fuck?
there we go. I like it.
Goon.
That's what completes it, you know. We need Asian on Asian hate.
I mean,
That's
dude,
what makes it
Asians
right.
hate each other all the time.
Exactly.
Like, we hate each other more than other races.
Amen. That's what we need.
That's a way. That's a way to end the podcast. Actually.
Chink.
All right, do I end it here?
That's all we need.
Yeah.
But wait, hold on.
Wait.
Did you have a definition?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I don't think it's really changed.
Oh, it's just
The general idea is, I mean, I pretty
Well, then
much
you're
agree with
wrong,
you guys.
Leon.
I'm wrong. I agree with you, asshole. You're
Oh,
wrong.
wait. I mean, I'm right. You're right.
No, you're wrong because you disagree with me, who agrees with you. No, but like, yeah, the general idea is like the guy is doing a project
okay.
and he's putting some risk forward. But even then, I could even argue a guy who's not doing risk could still be an entrepreneur. But I'll stick to the broad idea that he's a guy who does project stuff.
Okay.
Right, he's the underkeeper, whatever. I like that definition.
As for myself, the
Yeah.
definition hasn't really changed, but I will say
Then
that
you're
I do
wrong.
value I do value a lot of risk taking. I do value a lot of
Right.
time that you put in because once you lose time, you can't get it back. Obviously,
Yeah.
there's
Well,
a lot of.
speak for
I
yourself.
also really value the project, the leadership, the aspect of just undertaking, and it's rewarding for sure, but it's a big one because whatever you gain, that's gonna be under your name. It's gonna be what's good for you.
Yeah.
Whatever you lose under you, like your title or whatever you have,
It's your
that's a
fault.
loss on you.
Yeah.
And so and that's also kind of risky, but it's a game we play, right? Got to innovate it.
Innovate the fucking game.
Innovate the game.
No, but now that kind of leads me to another question though, because now we can't really give a different definition for entrepreneurship. It is what it is, right? It is what people agree it is. But what kind of entrepreneur would you want to be if you even want to be one?
In
Who
what
are you
sense?
asking this to?
Dylan,
Well, in what sense?
just in general, right?
Like just how I carry myself.
Yeah, how
or
would you
what I
carry
do?
yourself? How if somebody?
Well, I guess that depends on what field I'm going to get into, right?
Oh, I mean, do you have that figured out?
Well, I mean, like, well, I'll just say this, right? So if I'm an entrepreneur in the late stages or the early stages of management, right? I know
Yeah.
that I'm gonna have to get on people's asses,
Yeah.
but in a way where I don't become insufferable.
Mm.
Like I want things done, but I don't want to seem like a complete bitch,
Yeah.
right? And so you have to find that balance. And I've been there, right? Like I've had to, text people constantly, like, hey, did you do X, Y, and Z? Or did you get this done? Did you check this out? Or
Right.
did you do what I told you to do last Tuesday?
I don't think you have very reliable people with you.
No, I did. Well, if I had to say that, then no, right? But under the pretext I was working under, it was given.
It was
Right?
reasonable.
Like it was reasonable. Like
You would do that.
I had to be like, yeah, like it was on a volunteer basis. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Right. So and you know how it is on a volunteer basis. You're not getting a financial incentive to do shit.
So they will opt out half the time.
they will opt out half the time. So it was a miracle if anything got done. If anything got done.
If anything got done.
So
Personally,
yeah.
I'd say you threaten them or you give them false promises.
Alright.
Okay, so that's
No, that's
Okay,
that's
joke
a-
about the
No,
false
no,
promises,
no,
no, that's a
but
different
you
technique.
threaten them.
no. You
Well, yeah, that's a different technique, but
Innovate
will that
the
make
fucking
you
game, like-
will that make you reliable in the long term?
No, but it makes them more
It makes them do
reliable.
this.
It makes them do the shit. I'm just saying.
I guess then
But you need those people. Those
I'm gonna stop
people
you
are
right
the
there though.
people.
How does that tie into
Yeah.
what kind of entrepreneur do you want to be?
Yeah. Well,
No.
we already know.
Yeah.
you know.
Better do
It's
your
funny,
shit right
it's funny
now.
you say that. It's funny you say that.
Because it just sounds like you want to be a boss.
Because my senior English teacher also asked me this question for our English final before we
wow.
graduated.
Oh.
You mind if I pull up the email real fast?
Sure, go for it.
If you
And
can, yeah.
I'll read
Keep
the
it
Is this
short
not your
though.
school email?
Keep it short though.
Oh, no, not my school email. It's it's a short email. Hold on. Let me just find it real fast, and we're gonna let's
But
let's let's find this. I believe it was made in May of that year. Hold on. And I'll read it out soon. It's a photo. What the fuck? You have issues.
I have
You have no
have
self-control.
take off the
issues.
pop filter and do it again.
No.
I'm gonna eat the mic.
Eat the mic.
Hold on. Let me find.
Innovate the game, baby.
Yeah, that's what people like.
Innovate the game.
Hold on. It's hold on. I swear to God, it is
No, it's empty.
in here. It's
Yeah, we're towards the end, so it's like it's gone.
sad.
It's all
Why don't
gone.
you get a refill? Oh, there it is.
Did you start it?
Yep. You guys ready?
Go
So
for
my
it.
English teacher.
Wait,
asked-
hold on. Can you show me the email length?
Yeah, it's really short.
Oh, okay, yeah. Go
It's
ahead.
really short.
Yeah, bust it
Go
out.
for
Bust it out.
Yeah. It says, the title is Regarding Darren's Work Today. Hello, this is Darren's English teacher. I want to share something that Darren wrote today. It's dark and disturbing. I thought it was important for you to see. If you have any questions, his counselor and school psychologist are also aware of this. The question was, what does a high school diploma mean to you? And this was his response. Now, keep in mind, this is pre-Andrew Tate, so this is just like, I already wanted to be an entrepreneur. I wanted to do, I already wanted to pursue this kind of path.
Yeah.
So
Interested.
it says, a high school diploma means quite literally nothing to me. It's just a piece of paper that'll help me get better chances of securing a career or opening up opportunities to pursue a career. None of my classes have actually taught me how to file taxes or something along those lines, and the only helpful class so far, aside from English, history, and science classes, have been civics and economics. I plan on either becoming a lawyer or pursuing a career in business. I have no real plans to do anything that will better my community and the people around me.
Okay.
My only goal is to make money in life and rub it in people's faces.
Interesting.
If it takes me starting a weapons company and dealing with warlords from foreign countries, I'll do it. The morality of how I make my money doesn't matter to me. I am absolutely willing to exploit the desperate and the ill-informed if it means I end up on top. For instance, let's say Antif. I'm gonna cut off there. But
Oh, jeez.
That's the type of-
that's a more extreme version. It's more like because I wanted to write that just to. I love mentally torturing this English teacher. So,
Okay.
Oh, so that wasn't like
so like
it was
basically
semi-real.
it was semi-real, but like I'm not gonna go that far. I'm not fucking crazy. Like,
Yeah.
look, I still have morals. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna exploit the fucking masses.
About that.
Huh?
Yeah.
What do you mean about that?
No.
What are you trying to say, Leon?
I know, Leon.
I still have morals. You know what I'm saying?
For those watching at home, you just gotta just watch the podcast and know that there might not be something right.
With what?
Well, I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying.
I'm just saying that there's just not something
Look,
right.
look.
That's all. I'm
We'll
saying.
see if they're gonna see like my descent into madness as I lose grip on the quote unquote mask
I think
of
that just proves.
sanity.
I think that just proves everything. I think that just proves everything.
All right, we good?
The end.
I think we're good to
everyone.
go.
Alright,
So
we're good
thanks
to
for
go.
watching. Catch you
Thanks
in
for
the next
watching.
one.
Wait, hold on. Wait. Before we do this, I gotta do that thing.
Oh fuck no, dude.
My name's Quan. This is Michael,
What the fuck?
and that's Jason. And
I'm
this
still
is
Jason.
the Illogical Entrepreneurs podcast. Please check it out.
All right.
Blub, blub, blub.
You're
Oh,
weird.
That's it.
All right, we're good.
Oh, okay,
That's
okay,
it. See
okay.
it.
I was gonna